Hello everyone, and welcome back to the AZ-900 Azure Fundamentals Masterclass. In our previous lesson, we explored cloud computing, cloud models, Azure Fundamentals, and networking basics using Cisco Packet Tracer. Now it's time to connect everything together and begin understanding Azure Networking Fundamentals. One thing many beginners struggle with in Microsoft Azure is networking. Terms like VNet, Subnets, NSGs, public IPs, private IPs, VPN gateways, and load balancers can sound overwhelming at first. But the good news is this: Azure networking is simply traditional networking brought into the cloud. That is why we first spent time understanding networking basics before jumping into Azure. Because if you understand how devices communicate, how IP addresses work, how routers and switches function, and how networks connect, then Azure networking becomes much easier to understand. In today's lesson, we are going to focus on understanding the concept first. We are not rushing into heavy practical demonstrations yet. Instead, we will focus on what Azure networking is, why it is important, how Azure resources communicate securely, and how Microsoft structures networking concepts inside Azure. We will explore virtual networks, subnet networks, security groups, public and private IP addresses, VNS, VPN gateways, and load balancing. And throughout the lesson, we will continue using simple fit real-world scenarios to make everything easier to understand. Remember, the goal is not just to pass the AZ-900 exam. The goal is to truly understand cloud networking fundamentals step by step. So I want you to take your time, follow carefully, and don't worry if some concepts seem new at first. We are building this foundation together. Let's begin Lesson 7, Understanding Azure Networking Fundamentals. So let's look at our Lesson 7, and I'll try as much as possible not to rush through it. The focus here is understanding the concept. So what then is Azure Networking? So if you look at the image to the right of this presentation, we've got virtual machines, databases, applications, and storage accounts, which are all connected together, because if there is no communication or there is no network, they will not be able to, exchange resources. So we say that Azure networking allows Azure resources to communicate securely with each other and with the internet. So you need to have that network, the users accessing it, and you can also go over the internet. So we say that Azure networking allows Azure resources such as virtual machines, databases, applications, storage accounts to communicate securely with each other and with the internet. So it's all about communication. Okay. Then let's look at a very simple scenario that's maybe clarify a lot of the issues. So FITT hosts the learning platform on Azure. Students from Ghana, UK, and the USA must access the website securely and quickly. So the question here is, what Azure service ensures communication between users and cloud, resources? And the obvious answer here is Azure Networking Services. Then you're going to learn how to do that in a bit after this lesson. Okay. Then we have virtual networks, VNets. So just moving the networking concept into the cloud. So an Azure virtual network is like a private network inside Azure. So a real world analogy is a VNet is like the FITT school building. So just take your home building, wherever you say it's your virtual network. And there's separate rooms inside represent what subnet. So you can have your bedroom, you can have the visitors room, you can have the hall, you can have the kitchen. So we can have these as what subnet inside the VNet, which is the entire building. So the key point here is VNet isolate resources. So once you have a kitchen, you go there just to cook. You have your bedroom, you go there just to sleep. You have your hall, that is where you receive visitors. So just think of VNets like something in that context, okay? So resources inside VNet communicate what? Securely, okay? So VNet can connect to on-premises what? Network. So you're just taking your VNets into the cloud, your networking, so to speak, into the cloud, okay? So once you have your VNet, then you have the separate component, which is a subnet, where you divide a VNet into smaller sections, just like the room analogy, okay? So Fit creates a student subnet. It can be the kitchen. Staff subnet, it can be the hall. And server subnet, it can be the office within that building. So the question here is, why divide a network into subnets? And it's very clear and simple: better organization, improved security, and easier management. So that is the reason why we create subnets inside what? The VNets. Okay? So let's look at our public and private IP addresses. So with our public IP, we said that it's accessible from the internet. So before you can go over the internet, you'll need an assigned public IP. And the private IP is what is being utilized inside our network, okay, which is the internal network, like our FITTS building. So a practical example here is FITTS website can be accessed by the public, so it needs the public IP. Then we have our internal database server, which has a private IP, okay? Now, we need to also look at network security groups, more or less like the police of your network, which allows traffic in and out of the network. So you set certain rules to allow and prevent or deny. So the NSGs act like security guards controlling network traffic. So we have allow rules, deny rules, inbound traffic, outbound traffic, and we're going to explore that step by step. So you don't need to worry about that. So the fifth scenario is it blocks unauthorized access to an internal Azure service. So if you don't have the rights, you cannot get into our service. And the question here is, what Azure service filters network traffic to Azure resources? And obviously it is the NSGs, which is network security groups. So these are conceptual understanding, but we'll do the practical in a bit. And we also have the Azure VPN Gateway. So this allows secure connection between on-premises network, remote user, Azure VNet, and real world scenario here is FITTS UK office securely connects to Azure resources hosted in another country. So when we started this series, we talked about virtual private network in the tunnel that you see in the cloud. That picture, if you remember, that's what we're talking about here. Okay. Then Azure DNS. So take it like your phone book. I cannot obviously memorize all the contact details of the people I have in my phone, but that would be too much for me. All I know is I type the name of the person and the system will dial the number and I will get to that particular person. So the DNS is more or less like the internet phone book, which translates names into IP addresses. I cannot put my website FITTSGH.net IP address in memory. Right? It's just too much. Okay, so the example here is FITTSGH.net. That is the IP address, which is human readable. We understand it, but the computers will just, change it into the IP address. Okay, so users will need to memorize IP addresses without the DNS, and that is something we don't want to do. So the DNS is there to translate our human readable website into machine readable ones. Okay, then we have load balancing. So load balancing distributes traffic across multiple servers, and the scenario here is thousands of students access the FITTS portal during an exam registration deadline. So we have a lot of people accessing the website. Then we need to have a system in place to distribute the load, so that at least we don't have our website crashing or coming down or going offline. Okay, so and what prevents one server from becoming overloaded? So the answer is what? Load balancing. So these are Azure Networking Services overview. So when you talk about VNets, that is a private Azure network. And we have Subnet, which divides networks. NSGs filters traffic. Public IP gives you access to the internet. Private IP is for internal communication. VPN Gateway is for secure external connection. Then we've got DNS, which performs the job of name resolution. When you type your website, which is the human readable format, the system will just translate it into IP address for the computers to get to that particular resource over the internet. And we have load balancers, which is more or less like a traffic distribution officer, like a police officer telling you, come here, you go here, you go this way, move that way. So that's what load balancers are for. So let's look at practice and reinforcement questions quickly. So our question 1, what does your Azure service create a private network in Azure? And obviously, is it NSG, VNets, DNS, VPN? So if you followed, then the answer is B, which is what? VNets. Good. Question number 2. What is the purpose of a subnet? So the subnet divides it. So the answer here is a divided network into smaller, manageable sections so that we can easily manage it for security reasons and all of that. Okay. Then question number 3, which IP address type is accessible from the internet? And the obvious answer is what? Private IP, internal IP, public IP, local IP. So we talked about private and public. So the obvious answer here is public IP, which is what? C. Then question number 4, we're looking at FIT wants to block unauthorized traffic. So we need a police to Azure service. Which service should be used? So answer, network security groups. So don't forget that. Then another question, which Azure service translates domain names into IP addresses like the Internet Phone Book, Azure DNS. That's it. Then question number 6, what is the main purpose of load balancing? To help distribute traffic, so encrypt files, increase storage, distribute traffic, create backups. So the obvious answer here is C, which is what? Distribute traffic. Then we have question number 7. There's a true or false. Resources in Azure can communicate without networking services. Is that really the case? The answer is false, because they need networking services in order to communicate. Then question number 8, which Azure networking feature allows secure communication between on-premises environment and Azure? So what is the answer? VPN Gateway. So on-premises and Azure. Question number 9, what is the difference between public and private IP addresses? So the answer is public IPs are internet accessible while private IPs are used internally. Okay. Then question number, question 9. Okay. So go to question number 10. FIT separates student systems from staff system in Azure. What networking concept is being used here? So we have Subnet. Then question number 11, what does NSG stand for? Which is Network Security Group. So these are concepts you need to be familiar with, okay? Now question number 12, which Azure service distributes incoming traffic across multiple servers? So the obvious answer is what? Azure Load Balancer. Then we move on to the next question. Why are VNets important in Azure? So they provide secure communication and isolation for Azure resources. Then question number 14, we're looking at what service helps users, says FITTSGH.net, instead of typing an IP address. So our Internet Phone Book, DNS, okay? Then question number 15, we're looking at what Azure networking feature improves security by filtering inbound and outbound traffic. Our security officer, DNS, VPN Gateway, NSG, load balancer. So the obvious answer is what? NSG, which is C. So what are the key takeaways here? So we looked at Azure networking connect resources securely. VNets are private Azure networks. Subnet organized networks. NSGs improve security, and DNS translate names. Then we've got load balance and distribute what? Traffic. So thank you for staying through, watching. I want you to keep learning, keep growing, and your Azure journey definitely starts with faith, and the best is yet to come. If you've not subscribed, if you've not commented, and if you've not shared, please do so. It helps our channel grow. Recommend us to others. And I'm all about helping you improve the way you use your IT skill set for jobs. See you in the next lesson where we do some practical demonstration. Catch you later.